My name is Anthony Hess, and this is the most exhilarating team combat league. Today, we had the opportunity to sit down with LA TenGoose's head coach, Ricky Fuñez. Now, Ricky has been in the sport of boxing since 13 years old at the legendary LA TenGoose. And at LA TenGoose, Ricky has helped world-class fighters from all walks of life with their careers. Let's see how all of this knowledge helped prepare the LA TenGoose team to success. Let's talk camp. Ricky Fuñez.
How's it going, brother?
How you doing, coach?
Good, man. Doing great.
LA TenGoose.
Oh, LA TenGoose, we're excited. Ready to kick some match tonight. Now, people always tell me, Ricky, when you gonna change your shirts, man? This is my daily routine, wearing the same thing, TenGoose. I have hundreds of shirts in my house.
Yeah, you gotta represent.
Yeah. I'm my own brand.
Right, exactly. Now, how excited are you for the Team Combat League season so far?
You know what? I'm very excited. Since the moment it started, you know, a lot of people had doubts of Team Combat League. And it was rumors spreading around, oh, it's just BS, this and that. I took it like, it's an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And once I met Aquaman and started seeing how things started falling like a domino effect, I said, all right, cool. It seems like it's real. Right. And then when we got our first paycheck, everybody said, oh, okay, now it's real. And then when we got to the event, you know, because it got postponed, and then the first fight, I go, okay, this is really legit. This is real. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see how season 2 is going to call all the masses.
Mm-hmm. I know you said when you first heard the opportunity, but when you first learned of the concept of the league, what was your opinion? What was you thinking when you first heard of the concept?
It was interesting because I go, one round. I go, I don't know how's that gonna work, because you know there's a lot of promoters in the past and a lot of other big people with money always try to come and try to reinvent the wheel in boxing. And I used to work for this multi-billionaire named Michael King, who started this boxing league as well in 2008. It was called All American Heavyweight. And a few of them came out of that were really prospect fighters. And when I heard about Team Combat League, all right, let's see where it's going to take us. And we've gotten this far now.
Mm-hmm. And so you already were kind of familiar with like a team-based coaching?
Yeah, of course, yeah, because his name is Pepe Correa. He used to be a trainer for Sugar Ray Leonard, was the team captain and the team coach for that boxing league. So I kind of understood it, but this is a whole different thing. This is one round, one fighter, boom, in and out. You know, it's hard to work with a team because each fighter has their own discipline and the way they've been brought up by their trainers. So now listening to one coach is different. You know, they're just kind of stubborn, or, you know, you just have battling sometimes. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we come a long way, and it's starting out good.
Yes, sir. And I know in the past we spoke about your assistant coach, Danny Speedy Gonzalez. How has it been coaching with, you know, a team of talented coaches as well? Oh,
you know what, Speedy is kind of reminds me of me. When I started working with Joe Goosen when I was 13 years old. Well, Speedy's very ambitious. He's hungry. He's motivating. He goes running with the fighters. You know, I'm past due. I'm past that, right? So I see Speedy, I go, damn, I want to have Speedy's body. I want to have his motivation. But, you know, he's good. He's been great for the team. You know, he's good.
And what has been your experience coaching the actual team?
I keep it very simple. You know, there's not much of trying to coach these guys. This is just mentally and motivating them. Just like what Speedy does is you got to motivate these guys, because you can't. You're going in there for one round. You don't have enough time to coach 16 fighters and try to, you got to work on this. You get one by one. You say, hey, just work on your speed. Be aggressive. Let your hands go. You can't teach these guys how to fight. They know how already. So the whole concept of this, it just makes my job easier, because all you have to do is motivate them to just hit the bag or spar aggressive and go out there and let your hands go. That's the only way. There's no way you could go out there and be very technical, be a technician, because that's what I do. With my main fighter, when I'm fighting with my fighter named Hamza Shiraz, he's a champion from Europe. I sit down with him. We spend on the floor at least 2.5 hours. And what we do is work on technique, how to throw a punch, how to throw a jab. We'll follow up with what. You can't do this with Team Combat League. Team Combat League is about being in shape, letting your hands go. You got only 3 minutes. 3 minutes to let all and give it your all. It's as simple as that.
And like you said, you only have one round, you only have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
What type of mentality would a fighter have to come in the league and be successful?
You know what it is? It's tricky because some of these fighters still have the mentality of going in there and fight 4 rounds, so 6 rounds. They want to box. You can't do that. You're just wasting too much time. You have to be well prepared and to let your hands go and know that you're going to sacrifice a lot. Either you're going to get caught or the other person's going to get caught. I told my fighters, go in there intelligent, be smart, aggressive, be first at what you do, but be very smart. We had a couple incidents in our guys that got caught, and one of them got dropped because they got careless. You can't get careless.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And another thing that's so different about the league is the constant switching of fighters. As you know, in a professional fight, you have time in between rounds to, coach your fighter, tell them things they need to work on, tell them some things that you might have noticed. But in the league, as soon as the round is over, another fighter is coming in. How has it been transitioning for you to, seeing coachable moments, but having to, start the process over?
There's not enough time, but that's why I have Speedy or Daniel on the side, him telling him the other fighters what to do, because I'm focused on the next one in. Speedy, take care of the guy, boom. It's so much little time to give someone instructions. When I come out, he goes, hey, you got to be more aggressive next round. Because you see some other fighters that are not used to letting their hands go so fast. You see him, oh man, he's tired already. Let the round finish so he could come out and just give me, hey, next one, you get second win, and boom, let's go at it. So that's not that much time. It's really quick.
It sounds like you and Speedy kind of got like a clockwork thing going on where you're just kind of functioning together.
Yeah. There's times I tell Speedy sometimes, hey, Speedy, hey, when you're not a fan, you got to focus on what punches to let go. But Speedy understands. And he's a guy that wants to learn, and he's learning more. I think he's going to be very successful when he continues to do his own thing.
And with all your experience in the sport of boxing, what do you think the Team Combat League can do for some of these fighters' future careers?
A lot. Well, you got to understand, some of these guys are some of the guys that are fighting now are veterans. They're old school. The guys that I've been working with, like Michael Hunter, he's a veteran. My old promoter, Dan Goosen, rest in peace, promoted Michael Hunter. So I know some of these guys are old school. If you have the young guys, the ones that are like 18 all the way to 22 years old, they have they're getting a lot of exposure through Team Combat League, and then they should be very thankful because they're being known. And they're being active every week, instead of fighting once a year, twice a year, nobody is not knowing who you are. Through Team Combat League, they're getting the exposure. Oh shit, look at that kid. Oh, look at Bates. Oh, look at Vlad. Look at, people are getting to know who these guys are. And once Team Combat League blows up, it's going to be a company to be reckoned with.
For sure. And just how you said, they're getting that exposure, but they're also getting that experience because early on in their careers, they're fighting guys that might already have 20 fights, 23 fights.
Correct.
And they're getting that experience that they need to take with them into the future.
You got that right, 100%. You're fighting different guys with different styles, different power, different ways of doing things. And once you get in there into the pro, okay, I had kind of experience. Oh, I fought someone like that. It's very good.
Right. Yeah. And another thing I like is that the best is fighting the best. Everyone is going to see each other eventually. Nowadays in the sport, they like to say, oh, this fighter's ducking this fighter, this fighter's ducking this fighter. But in the league, you can't do that.
Sometimes when people say, oh, they're ducking this, it just doesn't make sense sometimes for the promoter to put that fight on. People don't understand it. People want to see it. Fans want to see it, but financially, it doesn't make sense to both parties or the company. It might make sense for the fighter, but financially it has to be put. It's like Tank and Ryan Garcia, I'll give you an example. It didn't make sense to them 3 years ago because it wasn't hyped up. Look how much money. They haven't made that much revenues in a long time since Mayweather. 1.3 million sales on pay-per-view buy, and that's big time,
And but how has that woken the fact that you guys are fighting the best? How has that woken the competitive nature in your case?
It's always very competitive. You got to be competitive. If you're a fighter, you have to be very competitive, and it wakes up everybody that's on the team. There's some started out hard, like real good, and they just started dropping, and you got to motivate them back. Hey, this is do or die. we are do or die right now. You know, like we were the last ones, and it's upsetting for me because I want to win, and I'm sure like every other team wants to win. So right now we're here to win and knock these teams out. Vegas, DC, you know, Atlanta. We're gonna have to eliminate all of them one by one. And now I see the hunger on my team with the help of Speedy. You know, watching them we're going for it.
And in the league, all these teams that you mentioned, all the teams that might have gave you a problem or you lost, you know, a slight margin to, you're going to see them again. That's another great thing about the league. You're getting rematches almost right away.
Yes, and which is beautiful. And now we'll be able to study these guys. We're able to know what to do and not to do. And the fighters need to do it. You know, the thing is, we're getting different fighters coming in and out. So most of the fighters that I speak to them in the beginning, hey, this is quick. You go out there, make your money, go and score your points. That's it, and get out. You know, some of them want to be cautious. Am I going to get hit? Or, you know, don't worry about that. That's going to happen. It's boxing. But you got one round, 3 minutes. Let's go.
And you mentioned, like you said, fighters coming in and out. What would you tell any fighter that, you know, might be seeing this on the stream or might be seeing this on social media and think like, you know, I could do that. I could go up there.
Look, they're going to have a season 2. They're going to be tryouts. LA TenGoose, we want to choose the best. I thought I had chosen the best, and some of them are really good. You know, sometimes they look good, and it's deceiving because everybody wants to build the perfect team. And that's what I was trying to do. But sometimes you bring someone on from a different country, even though they have a good record, but it's a build-up record. And this is where you're going to find where the experience is.
Right.
You go in there against a mediocre guy and you look bad. I don't know why. You know, why I chose you. Get on. I'm very strict. It's because I want to win. I'm very competitive. I might not show it, but I'm very competitive.
And I think some of the fighters might have to change their mindsets in a bit because they're used to, you know, single sports is only me. Now we're working as a team to get the job done.
And that's what I said earlier. You have to be a team player. You have to take it for the team. You have to go in there and sacrifice. Don't go in there because of how you're going to look. You got to go in there and perform for the team. This is a team thing. It's not one single fighter, but you got to remember the fighter's still fighting. He's a single guy in there. I'm not doing the fighting for him. So I kind of understand. I do understand it. Yeah, so they have to do it.
Now, what are some of the ways that you notice your team motivating each other in your camps?
You know, you have fighters like we have Alejandro Silva. He's an Argentinian guy. He's like team captain. And he'd be telling, hey, we got to do this. We got to do that. You got Speedy as well as my coach. I got myself. I don't be yelling it out loud because to a lot of people, but you put them to the side, hey, you could do better. You know, this is the way you got to be. You got to be a little bit more aggressive. You look good in your last fight. You could do better. You could look better and you're going to get better experience. You motivate them one by one because even though you do it as a team, they say, well, who's he directing that to? Is he talking about me or is he saying that to me? Now, you know, you have to put them to the side when you're working out. I move from one fighter to another and motivate them. You know, so that's what it is.
Right. And I understand you've been in the sport of boxing since I believe 13.
Yeah, since I was 13 years old.
Yeah. And you've been trusted to, you know, teach these young fighters. But what have been some of the things that you've learned since you've been coaching in the league?
Well, you learn the attitudes and the way, the persona of each fighter. You know, each fighter, even though I work with many fighters like Diego Corrales and Shane Mosley and so forth, thanks to my partner Joe Goosen, who is my mentor, my teacher, you get to see that all these fighters have different personalities. Some are slackers, some think they're prima donnas, some of the prima donnas, and that's really hard to work with because I treat every fighter like it is. Like right now, me and Speedy were coming over here, and we told him 2 o'clock. I go, no, let's go. We're leaving. We let them take the Uber, and I don't want to. If you find those fighters like that, it's just disappointing because there's no respect. So you have to be a team player, and I see it like that. There's no way. So you got to have that team captain that motivates each one of these fighters and try to have that persona. You get good attitudes, bad attitudes. You get all, you know, it's just bad sometimes. Either it's good or bad. But we'll take it as it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with all of your experience in boxing, how do you feel like Team Combat League could revolutionize the sport?
I believe that if they promote it more and they put it out there, Team Combat League is going to be a a different boxing league that people are gonna say, hey, I want to be part of that. Just like people want to be part of TGB, people want to be part of Al Heyman, people want to be part of Top Rank and so forth. Team Combat League is if they stick to their guns, they're gonna make a lot of noise. Why? Because a lot of fighters are gonna, wait, I want to try that. That's easy work. You know, it's a Team Combat League, and it'll keep blowing up. This is gonna be worldwide, man. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
You're the man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.